computer. Alrighty guys, today we are lucky enough to have Josie on, who is one of the lucky people that get to hang out with me on a regular basis when we're in the gym, and one of the lucky people that gets to talk to me a lot of the times as part of one of our athletes. For those who don't know, Josie is an open water swimmer, okay? She kicks butt all the time, and I wanted to get her on because I'm quite impressed with the way she's managed to pivot, as everyone keeps telling me the word is, pivot her training or adapt or overcome, and actually ask for help when she needed it as well, and knowing exactly within herself what level of support she needed and going from there. So before I just talk for an hour, Josie, what's going on, mate?
Yes.
How are we cranking it?
Not much. Done my ocean swim this morning, and now
How far did you go?
Chilling. We went just a little one, just 3.5 this morning, in the shark net at Sorrento.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you still getting up early for those, or you can't really get up, you can't really do it at the time you normally do it because it's dark?
Yeah. We've been varying the times. This morning we did an early one at about 6:30, so the sun wasn't up yet. But because I live really close, I just walked down the hill. But we've been going about 7:30, or we've done a few midday ones. If the weather's nice, we go about 10. Is that
to get the old tan on?
The tan, yeah.
You look like you actually got a bit more of a tan. Like I have got a bit of a tan at the moment, but this room makes me look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So, you win some, you lose some.
No, I've got a tan. I've got a watch tan as well.
Yeah, look, I could probably give the watch tan a go.
Yeah.
See, there is something there. You can tell. No, yours is just an indent. That doesn't count. All right, so Josie, let's dive into the past a little bit, yeah, and then we can work our way to the present, okay? Because I think it's important that people know who the hell you are before you start telling them stuff. So, you're a swimmer. You're a cool kid. A cool kid. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go for it. Tell me, what's your story?
So I started swimming really young. Mum and Dad put me in pretty young. I was doing lessons at 6 weeks old. And then, obviously, with Mum and Dad. And then they just knew that I was going to be a swimmer because they could never get me out of the water. And then went to competitive swimming from there. Been to a few clubs, been through a few coaches. And went into open water. Who's the coaches?
Let's list them because it's important to let people know who's had an influence in your life.
Yeah. So I started at Arena, and we went through a few junior coaches. Warren Painter was the standout one from Arena.
Yep.
Then I moved to Bayview Saints with Adrian Davini, which was back in the day at St Hilda's Pool. Yep. Then I went to Deb Jones, and we were part of West Coast, Perth City, and then St Hilda's. So I followed her around for a few years.
West Coast, wasn't it? And then she went to City, and then she started St Hilda's up.
Yeah, so she moved Bayview to St Hilda's.
Yeah.
And then I left Deb 3 years ago and started with Matt McGee in the NOS squad.
And got to train with some hell cool people, right?
Some really cool people. Back in the day when Ryan was faster than me. When Ryan used to overlap me.
I might have to get the togs out and meet you down the shaft there.
And then as Matt's now left, I'm now training with Millsy at North Coast. So now I've just purely open water. That started about 2 years ago now. Left the pool behind. Now just open water. I think that was through mainly I loved surf club and loved the ocean swimming there, and the pool just didn't enjoy racing in the pool anymore. So I just went purely open water now.
Yeah. So we've been working together for a while now. So we're over a year. So we've been working pretty consistently, almost like all the time for about a year now. but like you've had a fair few coaches, yeah.
Yeah.
And we used to swim with one, and I still rate Matt McGee as one of the best coaches I've ever met in my life across any sport. And there's some great coaches out there, but like across any sport, his ability to communicate and understand what people were doing, and then give them a bit of like advice, which generally was toughen up, you got to get over it.
Yeah.
In some ways, but also being able to have that flexibility with different athletes. Like he used to give different advice to different athletes on the fly. Like
Yeah.
he had a real good sense of knowing the athlete. It was something that I've really tried to emulate with myself, and hopefully I'm doing an okay job at that. But it is hard. How did you find that? Because for me, I was in that kind of leadership group or the leader group when I was there, and you were actually quite new to the old game then.
I was,
And then I left, and now you're kind of almost into that leadership group by the time Matt's gone away now.
Yeah. When I started there, it was I was definitely one of the young ones, one of the slow ones. It was a bit of a surprise when he invited me into the squad.
The old speed bumps, as we used to call them.
I was definitely a speed bump back then. But yeah, I think it was just Matt's ability to just read someone, and I've always said Matt's more of a life coach than just a pure swim coach. And he kind of took me to this next step just from his belief and his ability to make training fun and just. But now
like his ability to get buy-in was the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life, and he used to talk about it a lot, and it was incredible. Like the way he get guys to buy in to do sometimes the most ridiculous sets. Now looking back on it, I go, that was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. No wonder my body doesn't work anymore. But I managed to do it. Like for me, as a breaststroker, I know you've got some weird sets, and we can go through those because I'm sure people will be interested to know. But I used to have to do the 9-400s to send one to 3-9. So for anyone who doesn't understand what that swimming terminology means, it's 400 meters of breaststroke, and you do it like descend. You start at this pace, and then you've got to go on the second one a little bit quicker, and on the third one a little bit quicker. But then you've got to go. The third one, the sixth one, and the ninth one, you've got to go faster. So it ends up being this like continuous like descend, drop back to the second time, descend, drop back to the fifth time. And like 200 breaststroke doesn't even have a 400-meter event, and I'm doing 400s on a Tuesday night where there's always for some reason Tuesdays always have thunderstorms at Beatty Park. So it just makes you a bit scared.
Yeah. He just knew everything had a purpose, and I think we knew that. So we just got on with it, as you said. But yeah, the last season we did crazy sets. Matt decided to bring in 15K straights that we would do on a Friday morning, and then on a Friday night we would have 24 fours. So
I remember these because I remember from my role as it's weird how your perspective on shit changes depending on where you are sitting at that like thing. Because I'm sitting over here in the swimming group at one stage. This stuff's awesome. I love it. And then in the S&C role, you guys come in and go, so we have a 15K today, and then we've got, what was it? Sets.
Then the 24 fours at night.
And then we got a 15 in the morning and a 24 fours at night. And I'm just going like, how the fuck do I balance that load out? And I'm calling Matt and going like, dude, are they getting recovery anytime this week, or are we just like making sure the gym is as low as possible? He's like, no recovery in the pool, but it sounds good that you guys are looking after it in the S&C. I was like, cheers, like Matt, we just got to make sure you guys break. He's like, and then he'd call me up and he'd be like, so they're going to be busted. I don't know. For this X period of time, it was a date. Yeah, he'd always say like, the next block is going to be real tough. And I go, okay, Matt, what do you want me to get out of them? And he's like, make sure they're not broken. And I'll be like, sweet, that's my plan all year, so that's okay.
And it worked.
A lot of it was just trying to teach you guys to have like outside the pool skills more than like not even like the S&C was almost like the secondary part where we just try to maintain some stuff while you're going through this crazy volume. Wow, trying to teach you better recovery, like what can you do, how can you do it, and Oh, mate, the life of an S&C coach is fun.
It was mentally just as draining as it was physically, as you saw from our breakdowns in the gym.
I've got you guys coming in crying, you on the phone saying, like, I can't feel my toes. Like,
yeah.
I'm just sitting here just going, like, I can't do much. I can't change Matt's sets. Like, it's not going to happen. So.
They were brutal, but yeah.
Like, you're all better for it.
We are, yeah. Took us a while to realise, but yeah, they weren't that bad in the end. They were.
I end up being the good guy to the Matt's bad guy for the only time in the year where the S&C is like the good guy.
Good guy. Yeah, he used to sit on the side of the pool reading his newspaper once just to really annoy us. Bag of food.
And people think he's doing this stuff because he can't be bothered watching you. He's doing it to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. But yeah, I splashed him one day.
How'd that go down?
He did laugh because he knew how much pain we were in. yeah.
So how's the transition going from that to North Shore with Millsy? Because Millsy is, you know, I've just said that Matt is one of the best coaches I've ever met in my life. Millsy is also one of the best coaches I've ever met in my life across all sports, and he has that same ability. He's just a very different coach in the way that he goes around stuff and does stuff, but that same key quality of knowing how to deal with individual athletes is amazing.
Oh yeah. Well, it was tough at the start, just as you know, because it wasn't up to us, the change. When normally when swimmers move, it's because they want to change.
Yep.
But yeah, it was sprung on us pretty suddenly, which was also a shock to everyone. And as you know, it was told to me a few days before Roto, so I kind of had to just forget about it until the Roto swim and then deal with it later.
The perfect timing of me being away.
And right, so
I was away on a course for a week, and
everyone was away.
and then Matt dropped the bombshell on you, and I was just because Matt called us up on I think the Wednesday or something, and was like, "Look, so you guys know this is what's happening." I was like, "Have you told the squad yet?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think he told you guys on the Tuesday, I think,
Tuesday morning."
Yeah, the Tuesday.
Yeah, and
so
we had gym
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we got told, he told me and Simon on the Wednesday, or he messaged us on Tuesday saying, look, we need to have a chat. And I was like, oh God, what's happened now? Panic. I'm going through my program notes going what have I missed? And he's just like, nah, man, I've got this gig in Germany that's going on. And and we were so stoked for him. He deserves every cent of it once he can get over
he does. Yeah. We're really happy for him. But yeah. It was tough. Making the decision of moving and just getting it in my head that I was moving, I think. Kind of denied it for a little bit, but it's been good. It's only there for 4 weeks before. But yeah, Millsy, he's similar to Matt, but the complete opposite to Matt.
Yeah.
But no, Millsy's good.
For guys who don't know, Millsy and Matt used to work as
side
one
by
of the
side.
most effective teams, I think, that I've come across in a program. So Millsy's age group development that fed into Matt's open squads worked at literally. It was the reason I joined the club and the program when I moved from Bunbury, and I used to travel up to these guys to come see them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, it didn't matter which group you were in; they would put you in the group that you needed to be in for that day.
Yeah.
As a travelling athlete, they obviously had specific groups for those guys, but it was just nuts, and both of them are amazing.
Yeah, they are. So yeah, we're really lucky, and I've trained with Millsy before and never had a problem. So yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be different, that's for sure. Different squad, different environment, but change is good sometimes.
Change is good, and it provides opportunity. It's what we've been saying at the moment to a lot of people, and I discussed this morning on my roundtable discussion with Orphic Education. If anyone wants to go check that out, it'll be linked into the Facebook support group at some time, where I'm hanging out with a lot of people who are actually intelligent. And it's just me going you stole my idea, man. I literally said that 4 times, man. These roundtable discussions, just me going, you stole my idea. What's going on? But I was talking about something. This happened as well on the roundtable. Change. Yeah, change provides you with a lot of great opportunities. Like
Yeah.
if it's us in business or you guys with squads or, you know, change of coach or change of environments, like change can only be a good thing if you see it as a good thing. If you see it as a freaking bad thing and you're going to hate on it, you never, like, what's the point? You're just going to put yourself in. The energy you put out is the energy you're going to get back. I'm a firm believer in that. That's why I'm always like bouncing off the walls, even if I've had like 4 hours sleep, because like you've got to project an energy so people can respond.
Yeah, it's good. And it's kind of the same as like dealing with changing the training and stuff. The first 2 weeks I was struggling again, but then I realized that it's a good like chance to change up training and have a bit of a break as well.
Yeah, it's a different voice in your ear and stuff like that. Like it's always a good thing. I find change can always be good. So so where are you at now? Let's talk about your goals first before we get into that. What you've got some cool goals, and we had a great time going through them and figuring it out and trying to plan it out. So you're stuck with me for a very long time based on your goals.
Me.
Lucky. So what's the goal, buddy? What's going on?
So the goals short term. So this year I was second in Roto by only 33 seconds. So obviously the short term goal is to finally grab a win somehow. And then going on from that, we're just going up. Then we'll look at Port to Pub 25k, doing a double crossing, and then looking at the bigger swim, so English Channel, Manhattan swim, Nepal swim. So yeah, there's a few that are on the list. Yeah,
the Italy one. That's what I'm excited for, because I just want to lie a boat in the sun where you guys have to paddle your way over. So, but yeah, like it's very cool how we structured that and progressed it out, because we've got we've got you going from Roto and then building into the next one and then the next one. So it's you're stuck with me for ages. So you're gonna have to get over that because you can't do it all in 1 year. Sadly.
No, but yeah, it's good. It means that it's achievable because there's a few steps into it, and yeah, if this time's shown me anything, it's that I'm definitely not stopping swimming for a while.
No, you're not. You're stuck. Sorry.
I'm stuck with you and the sport.
You're stuck with me at least, because I mean, who else are you going to hang out with?
No one.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to hear. It took you too long to say it, but yeah. But you know, let's go through the structure of that. How did we build that out? Because we sat down. It was another hour-long meeting.
Yeah.
These, you know, when I call people in for meetings and I say like, this should only take half an hour.
Yeah, it took a lot longer.
Yeah, like, most of the time they're 90 minutes. I should just block out 90 minutes and go from there. But so we sat down. It's like it was post Roto, just after Roto, so everything was still a bit raw, because Roto was quite emotional for all of us, I think, and for everyone involved. We're just banging our heads against the wall. But good one, Jose.
33 seconds.
It would have helped if you didn't try to swim back to Perth.
Okay, we get it.
We're looking at it as terms of like Roto is a stepping stone, and if Roto is a stepping stone, what was the end game? And we looked at that. So talk us through it, Jose. How did we go through it so I don't have to talk too much?
So the end game was English Channel, because that one's been the big one since I was little. And then we kind of explored some more bigger ones, so the Manhattan and then the Italy one. And then we just worked backwards to see how I would go from doing 20k swim in Roto, which is going to be, well, it should be quite easy compared to these bigger swims, and then working our way up and just looking at like the different aspects of the swim. So I'm going to have to deal with like cold, more kilometers, which is going to be mentally tough as well as physically tough. So we just kind of put in a plan of how many I'll do each year and the progress from 20 to 25 to 30, and just working our way up 3 years.
the English Channel that can be, you know, anywhere from freaking a straight line to not, it's never a straight line. So,
yeah,
you know, like I've heard people doing that for 50 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just because the currents take you in such weird and wonderful places.
Fabulous.
Once you've done the English Channel, I don't know why you'd ever swim again.
Oh, we'll see. But yeah, so that was how we kind of did the goals. It seems quite simple now, but when we were doing them, it was quite tough to just think about where I would be, say, like in a year, 2 years. But once we worked backwards, it was easier to kind of see the progress that I'll be taking. Yeah.
Because the thing, when people set goals, they forget, like especially performance goals, I find that people forget all the other things that are happening in their life. Yeah. So like, for example, that is almost, I think we said almost like 5 to 7 years in the future, you know, like could lead out for that long. So for example, you're at uni.
Yeah.
So you've obviously got to finish uni before we can start doing these travel swims realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got other things in your life going on. You need to get the funds as well. So there's all these other factors. It's all cool saying, all right, sweet, we're going to do Italy, we're going to do Manhattan, and we're going to do freaking, what's it, English Channel all next year. What if we had to, you could do, yeah?
Yeah.
But how are we going to pay for it? How are we going to fit it into your life? And what is the consequence going to be of us trying to do those free swims, three of the toughest swims you could ever think of, all at once, you know, like what is the cost? So that's why we spaced it out and say if the English Channel is the hardest and it is going to take is the hardest, that's the big finish, because you're quite different to a lot of the other open water guys that I work with, and you're like saying like the younger open water crew that I work with rather than the more masters plus. Who are very focused on these like ultra swims. Like a lot of open water swimmers your age are not focusing on these ultra swims. We're focusing on the 10.
Yeah, the nationals and stuff. Yeah.
The national 10, yeah. And I find the national 10 almost like turning into a sprint now, talking to everyone else. It's all perspective, isn't it? Like 10K is a long way to swim, but like
it is more of a sprint for me. Yeah.
And you're good at that. You're like a tug. We said it before. You're like a tugboat.
Yeah.
You're like a little tugboat. Just pushing shit along and just getting there. What's awesome.
Yeah.
So finding out what you are, like what kind of athlete you are, is very important. And being real with that is something that we, you know, you already knew, but something we could really identify with.
Yeah. It was just, I think the acceptance of the nationals isn't the main priority. That stuck with me for a bit and took me a while to accept that. It was probably this season that Matt kind of helped identify as well. Just that 10K is like it is a sprint for me, but yeah.
Yeah, because like wasn't the original goal of this year was like we were talking like so when we talked about it at the start of the season, it was more a case of winning Roto and then doing Port to Pub, like trying to do the two in the same year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We quickly scrapped the two in the same year idea and just said like Roto and Nationals is probably as much load as you're going to need.
Yeah.
But like you're like Nationals is obviously important to me, but Roto is what I'm looking at.
Roto's more important. Yeah.
And immediately to me, I was just like, okay, so does Nationals actually matter? Like, what is Nationals to you? How long did it take you to kind of get that through your head?
It a year and a bit. Like I still will be competing at Nationals because I love going to Nationals with the team and training for that. And it still does give a bit of, I don't know, purpose to being in a competitive squad as well. Yep. But it's like a stepping stone in my season. It leads into Roto and the bigger swims and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the dialogue that we had about Nationals was about how did Nationals feel? How do you feel in the water? Like, where are we at in terms of like the parameters that we'd set out beforehand and stuff like that? Like the placing was what place did you get again? So I can't remember. I'd normally have to be able to remember that.
Neither can I.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. We were just happy with that you had the pace and everything was doing the right thing, and you got out of it. And the next day, if you had to, you could have swam another 10 and not been that worried about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the 5K the next day was better than the 10 because I warmed up. Yeah. So if the 5K was first, and the 10K was second, it'd be better for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was more just, I don't know, even during the 10K race, I was just thinking, oh, this will be good if I feel like this in Roddo. Roddo was just always in the head. Yeah.
Yeah. What's good. And I actually applaud you for realising that, because a lot of people get caught up in the nationals train and stuff like that and not realise their goal isn't nationals. Like, and they're not even training for nationals. Like people don't get it in their head. Like, it's hard for them to accept it because you get told from a young age that nationals is where you need to get, and then you need to go to the Olympics and stuff like that to have a successful career. Yeah. Yeah. But
definitely.
It's really important for athletes to identify, what they're good at and how far they can get in a sport in a realistic way, and finding what they can do best in. Yeah. But
I agree.
People get caught in the sprint train because they go you can get more. There's more spots available at Olympic level, but at the end of the day, you should be swimming the 200. You're just being an idiot. Yeah. You meet those guys all the time, and they're in so much denial, but they're not, and they're going to feel unfulfilled in their career because deep down they know, because everyone's told them, deep down they're going to know that this is what they should have been doing. And when they retire, they'll look back and they'll go, I should have probably done the 2, or I should have done the 4. Instead of focusing on 100.
Well, that was, when I was doing pool, I never made national time for the pool. And that was kind of heartbreaking because told by pool. But then making nationals in open water so young at 12, that was kind of the first few years, it was looked at as a good thing, but not as good as pool nationals. And I think that's changed a bit as well. But yeah. Yeah.
I remember when I don't want to sound too old, but I think I remember when open water nationals first became a thing.
Yeah.
And we looked at it, me and Matt, not Matt, I was with Nick Chivlili down in Bunbury back then. So that's far out. That's a long time ago. But we were down there and we were talking about it. Oh my God, that would have been 10 years ago.
You're old.
Yeah, because I would have been about 15 when I gave it a shot. So maybe 11. Maybe I was 14. I was probably 14. That's 11 years ago. Oh my God. Anyway, it's was it a quarter life crisis? That's just happened. Quarter life crisis.
Oh no.
Okay, but anyway, I remember us looking at it and going, those times aren't hard. Let's go do this open water nationals thing. Let's give this a crack. Because no one else is doing it. You could probably get yourself, get yourself a bronze or something like that. Because I was a pretty wicked 1500 swimmer back in the day. Pause for effect there, Joyce. You're supposed to back that up. Yeah, right. I remember watching you. Nah, no one does because it never happened.
You're really good.
I'm gonna toot my own tune here for a second here. I'm going to give myself a bit of an ego boost. I am probably one of the only people in the history of WA, probably not actually, but thinking about it, to win at a state level, I won the 100, the 2, the 4, the 8, and the 15 at the same state championships.
Well done, Ryan.
Short course, so who cares? But
short course.
Take that. And I was the only person doing the 8 and the 15, I think, in my age group. But stats.
You don't need to tell people that.
No, why did I? But what am I talking
about? Nationals.
Oh, yeah. And we looked at it, and I did one open water swim, and I got in, and I tried to do it, and I got out, and I went, that's not for me. That stuff ain't for me. It takes too long. You're stuck in the water. It's freaking jellyfish. It was pretty easy for me to identify it. Looking back, the open water was not my sport.
Not your thing.
And I would stick with breaststroke from there on, maybe a bit of IM. I had a bit of a crisis at one point where I just wanted to do IM, so I was like, IM. And then
I will never have that crisis.
And then McGee was like, Ron, what are you talking about? You can hardly swim butterfly and you can't swim backstroke. And your freestyle's not fast enough. It's like, all you can do is the breaststroke leg. You feel like a really good 400 IMer because your breaststroke leg, you do like,
it's so good.
You're under 110 and everyone else is doing one. Like, it's the only reason you're competitive at it. Fair enough, Matt. Fair enough. Let's get off this train and let's go into you and your training right now. So, what was your reaction when the whole gym situation happened? I can't remember. It was 4 weeks. How long ago was it?
This is week 5. Not that I'm counting.
This is week 5 of lockdown of no gym.
It is.
I'm losing my brain a little bit, but continue on.
So I had my last actual gym at Wembley on the same day that the pool got closed down. So I remember Ryan was in one of his psycho moods, running around because it was the last Monday, the last day they were open for the morning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and I sent a message out to a bunch of guys, and I was like, look, come in whatever time you like. I'm going to be here until midday. Just stuff it. We're going to roll this train out. You were
losing your mind, dancing, and Arne and I came in, and we did not have that same energy at all.
I had the music up at absolute full volume and I was yelling like, call the police because they can't, what are they going to do, kick me out? So full breakdown stuff.
You were in full breakdown. We were at the other spectrum of a breakdown, but no, so it was hard to accept. I kind of think I thought we had a few more weeks, especially in the pool, of training. But then I took that week off, most exercise, just because I hadn't had a break since Roto.
We already had a scheduled break for you at that period, I think.
Yeah, because I was waiting. I was meant to take my break from 2 weeks in the uni break, but obviously I took it when this all started, just for a week, which kind of made me go even more insane, not doing anything. So then I started going down to the shark net, as I said before, and I've been training with Byron in our squad. So we go down every morning at the shark net, and then I do 2 gyms that you have prepared for me. Which is,
excuse me. I prepared you some extras, actually.
And I'm getting to that. And 3 rowing and some extras a week as well. So it's good. So I'm still keeping busy, keeping that swimming as much as my swimming fitness as I can. Obviously, it won't be anywhere near as much when we go back. But, it's keeping me, happy and sane at the moment, which I think is the main priority. Yes.
Is it almost nice to have this opportunity as like an off season for the first time in your life?
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of gone fast. Like if someone told me that I had to have 4 weeks, 5 weeks, however long we're going to go for out of swimming, I think I would have told them that I would not do that at all. But it's been good. Just the variety. Like even though I'm swimming every morning, it's not much.
It's almost like dipping your toes in the water to get yourself. It's like for everyone who's listening, because you said you're swimming about 3K in the mornings, yeah?
3 to 4, and then we do 1 longer swim a week as well.
Yeah, so 3 to 4. What would your normal week look like? Just so we have some comparison for people.
Yeah, normal week. So in peak training, we'd be doing 9 sessions, averaging like 8Ks. Between 7 and 8Ks with a few, like a 10 or so in there as well. And then the 2 gym and a yoga on top of that. So that'd be a normal week.
Yeah. So you'd almost be at you'd be 80 plus K. Yeah.
In peak, Yeah.
And that's almost majority of your season hovers around that 80K mark, doesn't it? So especially for you, because you're an open water swimmer, it's like for you, and now what are you doing? You're doing one a day of 4 to 4K.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, more at the 4K mark. Yeah.
So that's what, 7? Are you doing 7 sessions or 6 sessions?
6.
6. So what's the maths on that? Like you're down.
We're down. We're just about half, really.
Yeah. So like that's perfect.
Yeah.
Once I'd got my head around everything, I actually went, oh my golly gosh, for the first time ever, these swimmers are going to have an off season.
Yeah.
And my mind just completely blew. I went, oh my God, this is a gift.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so good because even like our mental, we've had time to just clear everything out of our head as well and just get a new perspective and enjoy the training as well.
Yeah.
Like we're really enjoying it, doing different things and yeah.
Yeah, I was, I was like, oh, like, because I was upset for the guys, the pool guys, because they did miss out on their season.
Yeah.
Like their season didn't get to reach that point. So
Nationals,
Olympic trials is what, almost now? I think it was like June or something it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Around this, well, Nationals would have been this month.
Nationals was last week, yeah.
So it was like a little bit past that. So like, you know, they've now missed that opportunity and they're not going to, like, I don't know what's going on with Olympic trials, but, or the Olympics to that matter, but it's one of those things that they have lost that opportunity now, but, you know, like finally get some rest into those joints.
Yeah.
How good do you feel right now?
Yeah, I feel so much better. Just niggles and everything have gone. I was quite lucky though because my season had just finished. Got Rutto in. But yeah, no, I feel good, refreshed, sleep, catching up on so much sleep, which I think is the main thing as well.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to go back to waking up at 4:40, but yeah.
It's not. I do it every day.
Yeah, but you haven't had time to sleep in.
I have. I just chose not to because I didn't want to do that. You've just got to make sure that you get into bed earlier.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. So, like, for example, we've talked about this before, so I don't know why you're complaining. So, how many hours of sleep do you need?
To function?
No, to perform, because you're a performance athlete.
You need 8.
8, yeah. Excellent. On a bell curve, yeah? So basically everyone probably needs roughly around 8 average over the week, yeah?
Yeah.
Especially for you guys, because the chances of injury increases how much if you go to 6th?
A lot.
Yeah, it's a bucket load, yeah. I won't give you a percentage, but yeah, it's a bucket load. I was hoping you remembered.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Because I've sent you these graphs before. But, like, it's a priorities thing. Like at the end of the day, you guys are feeling the effects of actually prioritizing these things right now. And that's a big thing that we said to you guys. Make sure you're prioritizing the stuff now so you know how valuable it is when the life world gets crazy and you don't lose that. Build the habits now where you have the opportunity to change. Be better. Be better, Josie. So I don't have to keep looking at you all the time.
I'm trying.
No, you're doing really well. So talk to us about your morning routine that I get you to do. Let's go for it. I think that's a really important skill that we've started bringing out with the athletes, and I can see the difference already. It's something that I do all the time.
Yeah. So when I wake up, I visualize a little routine in my head. So it's basically my dream home, and inside it, on the wall, photos of me finishing the swims that I mentioned before. So when I walk up the stairs, I can see them all in my head. So that goes for a little bit. And then I write down 3 things that I need to do for today or that I want to get done. And then at night, before I go to bed, I say one good thing that I achieved today.
So you're doing one good thing. Sorry?
One thing that I achieved, but if I achieved all 3, then I'd say that I achieved all 3 and then another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. How much fun is it?
It's good. At the start, it was hard.
Challenging.
But now it's just kind of, now it's just normal. Just got into the habit of it. but yeah, sometimes, yeah, it's good.
And it
Makes you
really,
feel refreshed.
I find it really good just for focusing people. Like
Yeah,
subconscious focusing, like the action steps you take after visualizing what you want
yeah.
is really important. It really helps because you don't have to make them very specific. Do you make them very specific or are you quite general?
No, I started, but then now I just do them kind of more general.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It definitely, when I started it, my head was all mush, and now it's made it just, everything's a lot clearer. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of pathway and because I think when we talk about like how your plan is almost 7 years long, people go, what the hell? Like, how are you staying focused over 7 years? Like, that's why those milestones are in place, and that's why we built it backwards. Like any program or any goal or anything like that, and it's adaptable to you as well. Because, like, let's face it, in 7 years' time, you're not going to be the same person you are today.
Yeah.
So if that visualization starts to change and you start to see different things, we know that like some things are going to change and we've got to change our priorities and we've got to do other things. And that happens. That's a thing of life. But we're going to be on top of it and we're not going to be chasing something that we don't want to do anymore.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I also like it's nice to start with them being specific to get you in a routine. But I prefer it when you get to that stage where you can generalize them quite well. So for me, for example, I generally write, unless I have very specific things to do, I write, do something for yourself today, do something for someone else today, and then do something to improve yourself today.
Yeah.
And I find like writing those 3 things down, and then at the end of the day, I write down what those 3 things were.
Yeah.
Just so I keep myself honest, so I'm not just ticking boxes and making myself feel good.
Yeah.
Look at that, it was sad. I find that really important, and it's a really good thing. And I'm glad that you're feeling the effects of it as well, and getting the positive out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's good.
All right, let's go back to your training because we kind of steered away from that a little bit. So you're going shark net swimming.
Yeah.
You're doing your gym work. How have you managed to adapt to that?
As I've said with everything, it was hard at the start. Just trying to, I just wasn't being creative enough as well, with adapting, because our gym rooms, it's pretty equipped, but there's just some things that we were missing. And the motivation to do it without anyone being there as well was quite tough at the start, especially like Arda and I did gym together every time we went in. But it was good. So we did a few online. I did a few with her online. But now I find that it's easy to just go down to our gym room and just get it done. Yeah, I've adapted, pretty well, because it's the same type of stuff that we were doing when I was with you. So it's been easy to just follow through with it.
Yeah, your transition has been really easy compared to some others because you have equipment at your house. So like for you, it was a little bit easier than with some other people. But like you obviously don't have a rack like ours, barbells like ours, the amount of weight plates that we have, all that stuff. So that obviously you have to adapt to that. Like we were talking about just the other day, you don't have a squat rack. So how are we going to adapt to going from front squats and back squats where we can't load you up because it's not safe to get it over your head? So as I've said a lot today, opportunity presented itself. We could do a different exercise. So what was the exercise, Josie?
Overhead squats.
Single arm overhead squats, exactly. So it gives us an opportunity to squat and do some squats, but really work on that shoulder stability and at the same time. You know, and that gives me an opportunity to see how your body reacts to that and how good that goes with your programming based on your numbers and how it's looking and stuff like that. And then we can apply it later in a bigger scale if we find it beneficial. So and you're really good at like actually talking to me. What's good?
Yes.
It's good. Me when you have problems instead of trying to figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easier to just message you.
It's my freaking job to fix problems. I'm going to change my Instagram bio. You want to hear this? I've had a couple of thoughts, okay? Like, I am not after this crisis of the world, I'm not a PT anymore. I'm a problem solver. I'm a professional problem solver, and I solve. Yeah, I solve the problems that you create yourself, the problems that are around you, and the problems within your own health. That is my job now. I've created a whole new job. I went from a S&C/PT coach to online influencer to now freaking fix
a PS.
Can you fix it? Yes, you can.
The builder. Oh. Yes.
I don't know where to go with that from there. Have you got anything? Do you want to mention anything or say anything?
I think I've covered it all.
What are your free isolation top tips?
Free.
To be productive and help yourself. Let's do that.
To be productive.
Yeah.
Being productive is to have a morning routine. Because I found at the start the morning and the arvo were the hardest. So to have a morning routine, and then to have something to do in the afternoon. Even so, I now have an arvo routine as well. So I make my coffee and then I go and do whatever exercise I'm doing in the afternoon. So I think to plan something in the arvo and the morning, or whatever time that you're finding hardest. Sleep. I kind of let myself go with sleep at the start. I've always been a pretty good sleeper, but I was staying up later and then waking up later as well. But once I got that back on track, everything was better. And I think communication, just with everyone. Like yourself, my friends, my coach, Millsy's ringing me once a week. Close friends, I'm still keeping contact with Matt. Just, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so routine, communication, sleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What great things, because that fits into what I always say at the end of these things. What is, stay strong, stay safe, stay connected. And Josie, do you know what it is?
No.
Be formidable, you butthead.
Be formidable.
Because we've got to have a cool, catchy line at the end.
True.
So now we've gone through what it is. Would you like to say it at the end?
I will.
All right,
Am I doing all of them?
Yeah, go for it.
Be formidable.
No, that was okay. Whatever. Thanks, guys, for jumping on and having a watch. Thank you to Josie for giving up her time when I was in a bit of a panic because I lost a video, so I didn't have one for today. And hope to see as many of you guys around as possible as soon as possible. So, what is it, Josie?
Be formidable.
Yeah, that, but there's another bit before that. But okay. The other bits before that. Okay, guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye.